congratulations on coming back.
It's awesome. It's tremendous to be with this team. Very proud of the way they responded. My staff. I've been telling people for 2.5 years now how good that my staff is, and I'm proud of the way they responded. I'm proud of the way they not only held the rope, they got better. They developed, they improved, and also proud of the way my players have handled this adversity. They improved. They seem to have gotten stronger and watching tape of the games and just interacting with them today. They seem different, and so it's tremendous. It's tremendous being back.
How did you keep up with the games?
Our vision, and unfortunately we switched the game, with yesterday. So I listened to Coach yesterday and Danny Breslauer, and that's an interesting way because I'm trying to predict what play they're in and what defense they're in. But I was a fan. It's a unique experience of watching it from that fan and taking away again the small things. The body language is great. The guys are running off and on the floor. The guys seem to be responding the right way.
So they changed in what way?
I just think they, again, watching them as closely as I did, and watching again all 3 games again this morning. They seem to share the game more. There seemed to be a more of a maturity, and they certainly handled this adversity as well as you could possibly have had.
You changed
Again, I'm going to talk about that. I asked my players. It's funny you said that. For 21 years, I've asked my players to develop, to change, to attack their weaknesses. Whether it's in practice, whether it's at halftime, whether it's a timeout with 2 minutes left to go. And now I have this opportunity to do that.
Did you reflect on what?
Yeah, and of course, it's whether it's the teaching methods, whether it's the discipline. I thought about a lot of the way I do things, the formula in which I do things,
and conclusions come out of that.
Well, I'm just, I'm going to use it as positive. I'm going to change. I'm going to develop some of the things that I need to work on, whether it's behavior, whether it's language. I'm going to develop those things.
Do you feel like you've been given almost a second opportunity to reinvent yourself?
Very much so. And again, there's a perception of me, and then there's what I really am. And I have to kind of change that perception. But the first thing I did after I had a discussion with Tim was thank him. Called President Barchi, faculty rep, a couple different people around the university for giving me a second chance, for believing that I could change. And I think that's rare in life. And you got to look at yourself and do it.
How do you do it?
I think it's easy, because that's the way I'm going to attack this challenge like I do everything of my life. I'm going to have energy, I'm going to have passion, but it means too much now. Whether it's the time away with my family, the time away from my team, I think it's going to be easy. I've already started to do it in that first year and in the first month. I've already started to do it with this team a little bit. In the way I approach practice, it was more consistent because I thought they lacked the consistency, and so I wasn't as impulsive. But over a period of time, I may not be perfect, but I know I'm going to change. I know I'm going to improve, and that's something I know that's going to happen.
What else did you think about you were off besides basketball? I think.
Yeah, it was Christmas time. I had a chance to. 2 decades I've never had a chance to spend time. I went to my son's basketball games. I went to my daughter. My daughter couldn't wait till I got back, by the way. I went Christmas shopping with my wife for the first time ever. Those things you spend a lot of quality time reflecting and thinking. And Carrie and I had booths. worst part of it was when my family was getting ready to come and watch UAB game, and I couldn't go. It took some strength. They wanted to be there for the kids, the team. Those things, if that's not going to change, I don't know what will.
Mike, there's been some speculation. Maybe you could just clear up, go on the record. What about the practice monitor? Whose idea that was, and what you hope to get out of that?
Sure. This was a kind of a 3-week-long communication investigation, if you will. I brought it up to make sure that they knew that I'm all in with this. There's no avenue that I'm not going to look towards to improve it. I have every one of my, as you well know, most of you well know, I have every one of my practices open, except the day before the game. So I want transparency. Whether it's alumni, whether it's former players, whether it's fans, whether it's high school coaches, high school teams. I know what we do here, and the majority of it is a positive. I know what I did, and I'm not. And I said in my statement, I'm not proud of it, and things I do regret. And so when people ask me, well, what do you think about that? I practice all open. If you want to come and watch film with us, everything is open.
Now it'll be on record.
And now it'll be on record. And again, I don't have a problem with that. I love what I do. I love teaching basketball. I love, as you see, developing some of these young student athletes. Now I'm going to do it in a more positive way, or and use different teaching methods and techniques.
Were you at any point concerned that what came out and everything like that would have sort of damaged your relationship with your team?
I worried about a lot of things, and human nature, I like to point the fingers at everybody else, but it's I did this to myself, and so you worry first 72 hours about a lot of different things. I had so many colleagues, so many former players reach out to me, so many fans that the support was overwhelming, and you just know that you have this second chance. You know I'm gonna take advantage of that.
Is there one thing in particular that you're trying to change after everything?
I can't get any specifics. Just again, I think when you're at this level, everyone's a pretty good coach. It's how you discipline, how you motivate, how you get your power forward not to make the same mistake. In the Big East, when you have a margin of winning and losing margin was less than 3 points. Those are one possession, so you have an urgency. Proven a lot of different areas, but again, how I interact. We're going to be very cognizant of how I interact with my team, correcting mistakes.
Was it hard for you today to change that as far as?
No.
Was it awkward or something? Or?
No, not at all. Again, I think I've made strides already of how more consistent of a message that I have, and that was something that I dealt with my staff that we're going to do because of some of the immaturity of the youth of our team. That we're going to be more consistent with our message, and that's something I'm going to continue to do and be even more cognizant of the things that how I go about teaching and the techniques that I use.
What did the team have to say to you, anyone in particular?
They all laughed and hugged me and shook hands, and we talked about our midterm grades, which I was so proud of a number of guys and how they changed academically. And I'm not going to get into specifics, but I was really proud of what they did with their midterm grades. Of course, they kidded me around and talked about does Coach Cox not get your parking spot anymore? But it was good. It was the same. It was now I apologized to him again, told him how proud I was of him again, and it's time to move forward and let's take this next step in becoming successful in the Big East.
Mike, just to clarify, clear the air again, the anger management course is your idea or mutually arrived at?
Those type of things are things that are still ongoing. We'll talk with Tim about
How to implement?
Yeah, how to implement some of those things. And again, those avenues are something that I open with open arms. If it's going to get me better as a person, as a coach, as a teacher, I'm all for it. I mean, if any of you have been up my office, I have film and tapes of coaching clinics of different coaches. I'm a sponge when it comes to that type of stuff. I'm not perfect, and never claim to be. And I will learn from this, and I will improve from this.
Mike, what is your message, now that you're back, your message going to be to the fans, the boosters, the recruits, that you need to earn that second chance?
I'm going to apologize to as many as I can, because I hate putting a stain on Rutgers basketball and Rutgers University, and I hate putting a bad light upon it. So I'm going to apologize to them and allow them to understand that I'm going to change, that you are going to be proud of this program. You're going to be proud of the way I behave, my behavior, and whether it's the sideline, whether it's in practice. Now, I'm going to have the same passion. I'm going to have the same energy and intensity, because that's who I am. And to recruits, it's the same. I tell every recruit, one thing I do well is make people uncomfortable. And it's not going to change. You're a good shooter. I want to make you a great shooter. If you get C's, I don't want C's. I want B's and A's. And I will do everything in my power to get you better, to improve, to develop. And if you look at the academics, whether it's all Big East academic teams, you look at some of our guys developing in a weight room or on the floor, we're going to do that. We're going to develop your son. We're going to work as hard as we can to develop your son.
Like, piggybacking off that a little bit, there's got to be some portion of you that knows no matter how many things you change, do, apologies you make, some people might still see the old Mike Rice. Is there a portion of you that's tough to accept?
Certainly, because again, there's a large portion of basketball fans who don't know me, who've never been to a practice, who don't understand that, that there's just as much positive and chest bumping and high-fiving and positive reinforcement as me getting in somebody's face perhaps and sending a message. I just did this to myself, and there's no one else to blame. And so if someone thinks negatively of me, all I can do is try to change it, and not by talking to you people. Although I love the fact that I'm talking to everybody right now, but it's by my actions. It's about what I do daily with practice and what I do with my team, and that's truly what's going to count and matter.
What's it going to be like on Wednesday to finally get back on the sideline, and how do you plan on changing your demeanor?
Yeah, I don't know about changing demeanor, because again, if you haven't watched me at the beginning, I've been more consistent this year. I'm not indulging in so much of the communication with referees as I did the first 2 years. Some of that's on purpose, and some of that's growing and maturing as a head coach. Maybe I did spend too much time worrying about things that I cannot control. But again, I want to develop. I want to get better. I want to be here and have banners, NCAA banners, and successful banners, because not only did my team and my program improve, but so did Mike Rice. So it's going to be exciting, though. It's going to be fun. It'll be interesting to face, what's going to be taking place with Chip Boeheim's chase for 903. It's going to be, or 902 or 900, depending on what he has. It's going to be interesting because I miss it so much, and so not going to take it for granted.
Mike, when you were home watching the games, were you by yourself? What was kind of the environment there?
My son tried to watch it with me for 5 minutes, and then we were doing sit-ups and push-ups as I watched it during the timeouts. No, I was having fun with it, and we were cheering, and we were. I'm a fan of each and every one of these individuals, and so it's so, my 20 odd years of coaching it, never been away from my team, and so it was different. And certainly had a hole in my stomach the whole day, but I was very proud of the way David and my staff and my team responded. I can't tell you enough of how I think they responded. And people who followed me, my favorite quote is, you can't control what happens to you 100% of the time, but you control how you respond. I think these guys did a tremendous job.
Like, how much are you looking to turn the page and now go up to Syracuse? I mean, not a whole lot of people cherish going to Syracuse, but it might be nice for you.
First time ever. I'm really excited to go to the Carrier Dome. I am, because if you haven't noticed, we're 9-2, and again, part of that is my fault. Like, I'm taking away from what Miles Mack has done for the first 11 games. Like, does anybody watch Kadeem Jack? He's a different player than he was last year. And Wally and the whole program. Like, I feel partly responsible that they haven't been looked at because people are looking at me instead. These guys are developing. This program is developing. So, taking a top 10 team and that team, especially how talented they are and what a tremendous coach he is. But boy, I can't wait to get up there. Boy, I can't wait to roll up my sleeves, so to speak, get in there with the guys and start sweating and competing again.
Did taking a step back during the suspension and watching the games from home help you to see the team in a different light?
Made me understand what made me understand what I'm missing. Made me understand what a tremendous opportunity I had. Coaching at Rutgers, State University, New Jersey, coaching these individuals, representing all of the alumni and former players. That's what it did, and that's when if you know me, probably I've been away basketball in the last 20 years. My wife's probably got me for 4 days on a vacation. I haven't been away, especially in the middle of the season. I was thinking a lot about the future and how I'm going to improve and how I'm going to use this as a positive. When everybody sees this as a cloud over the program, I'm not going to. I refuse to do it. This is something that's going to be a positive for Mike Rice.
Mike, when you look at this actual game coming up, what do you think needs to go well for Rutgers to compete with Syracuse? I mean, there's some rust that needs to be shaken off almost?
Not for me.
Are you coming back?
No, because it's the same formula. It's the same thing. There's no rust as far as coaching and fundamentals and what formula. We're going to play for one another. We're going to share the game. All the details that we talk about. This is something our staff and I have developed over the last 2.5 years. We're going to try to take care of the ball. We're going to try to move the defense and get a great shot against that tremendous zone defense. We're going to try to make some shots and see what happens. Again, tremendous challenge. I think Kevin Lorenz, our tremendous sports information director, he's had to put up for me for the last 14 days. But I think it's 37 years now that we haven't been successful up at Syracuse. And I think that's a challenge. There's a lot of challenges that lie ahead with this program. And that's where after today, that's where I'm focused on. I understand that there's going to be questions. But right now, after I get done, we're going to talk about what we're doing on the floor. We're going to talk about what's happening in the Big East.